After serving God and the great emperor faithfully for 25 years, a soldier was discharged with nothing but 3 dry biscuits as his reward. He said goodbye to his comrades, bragging about the grand feast awaiting him in his village. Singing loudly, he set off down the high road. But as he walked alone through the dark forest, his mood darkened. He thought to himself, "All these years, I had food and clothes, but now I have nothing but these biscuits." Just then, an old beggar appeared, crossing himself and asking for food and money in God's name. The soldier had no money, so he gave the beggar one of his biscuits. Not long after, he met a second beggar, leaning on a stick and praying. The soldier gave him the second biscuit. At a bend in the road, a third beggar, an ancient man with a long white beard, stood trembling in tattered rags. The soldier hesitated. "If I give him my last biscuit, I'll have nothing left." But pity won out, and he handed over half. Then, worried the beggar might feel slighted, he gave the rest. The beggar stopped him. "Brother, do you need anything?" The soldier chuckled. "What could you give me? You're poorer than I am." "Never mind that," said the beggar. "Tell me what you desire." "Well," said the soldier, "if you happen to have a deck of cards, I'd take them as a keepsake, something to pass the time." The beggar reached into his rags and pulled out a deck of cards. "Take these. No matter who you play against, you'll always win." He also handed him a magical bag. "If you want to catch anything, beast, bird, or spirit, just open this bag and command it inside." Thanking him, the soldier slung the magical bag over his shoulder and continued on his way. Later, by a lake, he spotted 3 wild geese swimming. Remembering the magical bag, he called out, "Hey, geese! Fly into my bag!" Immediately, they flew straight into it. He tied the bag shut, carried them to town, and traded them at a tavern for a roasted goose, vodka, and lodging. From the tavern window, he noticed a grand palace, beautiful but abandoned, its windows shattered. "Why is it empty?" he asked the innkeeper. "Devils," the man said. "Every night they swarm inside, shrieking, gambling, and wreaking havoc. No one dares stay there." Undeterred, the soldier went to the emperor and asked to spend the night in the palace. "Many have tried," warned the emperor, "but none have survived." "I've faced worse," the soldier said. That night, he sat smoking his pipe when, at midnight, the palace erupted with howls and laughter. Devils of all shapes poured in, demanding he play cards with them. "Only if we use my deck of cards," he said. They agreed. As the game went on, the devils lost every game. Soon, they had no money left, not even after fetching 60 bushels of silver and 40 bushels of gold. Accusing the soldier of cheating, the devils lunged to tear him apart. "First," said the soldier, "let's see who will eat whom." He opened the magical bag. "You know what this is?" "A bag," they sneered. "Then get into it." In they went, cramming themselves in fear. Once all in, he quickly tied the magical bag, hung it on a nail, and slept soundly. At dawn, the emperor's servants arrived, expecting to sweep up his bones. Instead, they found him alive, surrounded by heaps of devil gold. "Bring 2 blacksmiths," he ordered. When they arrived, he had them beat the magical bag on an anvil. The devils screamed for mercy, swearing they'd never return. He released them, except one old devil, whom he forced to sign a blood oath. "You'll serve me whenever I call." With the palace cleansed, the emperor moved in, honoring the soldier as a brother. Years later, the soldier's son fell deathly ill. Remembering the old devil, he summoned him. "Look into this glass," the devil said, placing it on the boy's forehead. "If death stands at his feet, he'll live. If at his head, he'll die." Luckily, death stood at the boy's feet. The devil splashed water from the glass, curing him instantly. The The soldier kept the glass, becoming a famed healer, until the emperor himself fell ill. This time, death stood at the emperor's head. "You must die," the soldier said. "Then I'll have you executed," the emperor threatened. The soldier begged death, "Take me instead." Miraculously, death shifted to the soldier's feet, sparing the emperor. But later, when the soldier lay dying, he trapped death in the magical bag and hung it in a tree. No one could die after that. The world grew crowded with the ancient and suffering. An old crone cursed him. "You've sinned against God. We long for rest." Guilt-ridden, he freed death, but she fled, refusing to take him. Seeking punishment, he marched to hell. But the devils barred the gates, terrified of his magical bag. "Fine!" he shouted. "Give me 250 sinful souls, and I'll leave." They did. He led them to heaven's gates, but God allowed only the souls inside. The soldier, left behind, wandered back to Earth, perhaps still alive today.